Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, your one and only host,
the Cosmic Jedi.
Welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a
Rant mode session.
It's about the show The Changeling, and this particular scene that pissed me off and set the pace for the whole season. Mind you, I haven't even finished the show.
What?
I chose to dip out at episode 5. My brother and I started watching it. Felt intriguing, mysterious, pacing was okay. Some parts were confusing, but we thought, you know what? They're raising questions for us to be answered later. Fine. But this show, from the get-go, felt like they had plans to string people along, and I don't like watching shows that string people along. I prefer a show that's straightforward and direct.
Damn!
Spoilers ahead, by the way. For those of you who haven't watched the show The Changeling and don't want anything spoiled, spoilers ahead. In 3, 2, 1.
You have been warned.
Let's continue, shall we? So this is the two characters, or one of the two main characters of the show, Emma and Apollo, played by Lakeith Stanfield, and the lady Emma is played by Clark Bacco. Did I say that right? Yeah, I just say Clark Bacco. Bacco. It's a very interesting name, Bacco. Surname anyway, and first name for a lady, Clark. Anyway, I felt for them at the start, but everything else that followed in this show after this scene, especially after reviewing it in my head, because the first time it happened, I felt bad for them. The way the show depicted the characters after a while, I said, you know what, everything else that followed looks like it's both their fault. If anything, more of Emma's fault than Apollo's fault, but they both partook in the shenanigans that came to befall them.
What did you say?
There's a account I follow on Instagram, and the lady posted on her stories that she finished the show and the ending was lackluster. That is the one fear and worry I had for the show. I didn't want to get so involved and then get disappointed. Even I haven't finished Lost, and I'm never going to watch that show to finish it. I don't care about the show because you don't string people along, man. You're either one of those shows who does that or one of the shows who tells great stories. You bounce to season 2. American Gods was awesome. Season 1 was perfect. Perfect. In my opinion. Just, pacing was a little choppy here and there, but correct. The way it was telling the stories of the different deities, different gods in each episode. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Then another show, Lovecraft Country, even that one too. I love certain aspects of that show, despite certain other episodes being very irritating, jarring, based on certain characters, story tropes, but it still worked. I still enjoyed those two shows, even though American Gods season, they canceled after season 2, right? I can't remember if they did a season 3, but season 1 was fully engaging. Everyone did their job and their role, and the brother who played Anansi, oh my God.
Ooh-wee!
Yeah, he brought fire to that show.
You are staring down the barrel of 300 years of subjugation, racist bullshit. He is telling you.
Slit the throats of every last one of these Dutch motherfuckers and set fire to this ship!
He brought fire to that show. That's one thing I love about that kind of show. When you're not sure about certain deities, you're not sure about certain stories or worlds or culture or whatever, and a show can introduce you to other aspects of a thing you knew of, and then you learn something more, and then it leads you to further research and Google, seek out elders to collect more information to add to what you already knew, and then to build on top what you've learned from the show. That's what American Gods did for me. There's certain things I thought I knew but didn't know, and certain stories I thought I knew but didn't know. So when a show can do that, it's a win-win for me. I was under the impression that the Changeling show was going to be along the same lines of American Gods and Lovecraft Country, because the two things, I don't want to say two. Okay, I'll say two things. It's the way certain shots were done in the show that led me to believe, okay, this is going to be a show based on mystical stuff, magic, semi-witchcraft, but told in a different way. And I've heard it's based on a book. I haven't read the book, nor will I read the book. Also, there's a particular YouTube channel that I watch a lot when it comes to breaking down allegories and metaphysical stuff and metaphorical stuff in certain shows. And sometimes I watch the show to learn something new or to match my findings as I was watching the show prior. So when I watch the YouTube, I'm like, okay, you know what, that same theory he's come up with is the same thing I came up with. So we're just like putting notes together, saying, okay, so we're on the same page with this theme or idea of this show or certain characters. And the first episode, there was a scene that the guy did a pause and play that I didn't even notice. And it wasn't made clear. There were two spirits that were helping this boat that was going to capsize. I think the boat was coming to America or something like that. And it was riding a wave, right? And the wave was so high that the ship literally tilted. And then these two spirits came out of nowhere from the water, jumped out, and then helped the ship along to go over the wave so it doesn't capsize. And the voiceover was saying something along the lines of those people on the ship needed to survive that ordeal. So I thought, okay, that's interesting with the voiceover, but I didn't even see the two creatures till I went back to that YouTube page to watch the breakdown. And then he pointed out that if you pause the scene, you will see the two spirits. Now, they weren't fleshed out like I am, all detailed and beautiful hair and skin. They were figures, but you couldn't even tell they were figures till someone directed you. I couldn't. Let me rephrase that. I couldn't tell. So I don't know how many people watched the show and realized two things jumped out of the water. It did look weird, but when it's a strong, angry wave of water, you're not looking for detailed dolphins or whales. So the fact that the show didn't make it clear and obvious enough that something or some things have come out of somewhere to maybe even do a zoom in. Let's say it's zoomed out, they jump out and then zoom in to show the entities pushing the ship. So then we can feel, okay, whoever's on the ship, these entities really need them to survive. But it only took that YouTube channel for me to realize that. That's point taken off for the show number one, because that was not clear at all for me anyway. Maybe other people saw it clean cut and crisp as I am right now, but I didn't see it.
Round 2.
The second thing is Lakeith's character, Apollo, keeps having these reoccurring dreams with his father with a blue, really deep blue, kind of like my hoodie, deep blue mask on his face. Like, I want to say Rorschach from Watchmen or Deadpool, but just no detail, just blue. But it's just the visual first. Even before he took it off in the dream, I was like, who the hell is coming into his dream with a blue mask on? So those two things were intriguing. Off the bat, I was like, okay, whatever this show is, I like where it's going with the mystery, as long as you pay it off somehow. I don't like shows that drag on mysteries and only semi pay it off at the end of the season. Oh my, that is one of my pet peeves of TV shows when it comes to mystery, magic, or Elseworld, or whatever it is, multiverse, universe. I just try and keep things simple, dudes, man. But then again, everyone wants to do their show how they want to do it. It's the same way if I was to do mine, people would probably be pissed off at my style of storytelling. But anyway, I've already jumped into this 9 minutes long thing and I haven't even begun the rant yet. So this scene we're about to rant about, I don't want to even do the long backstory. Oh, I think I should.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Apollo liked Emma from the get-go. As soon as he saw her, he had a crush on her. He asked her out about 9 times. From what I remember, it was 9 times he asked her out, and each time he asked her out, she said no. When he came to the 9th time, she then accepted. Told him in a later episode that the reason why is because I think it's the same episode. Sorry, I'm all over the place because my intention is just to bitch about this thing and not have to give a backstory. But I feel I have to give a backstory to give you guys an idea of what's going on. So Apollo gets the explanation why she turned him down 8 times, and she even said, I turned you down 8 times because of so and so. He then said, no. Is it 9 times? No, he clarified it's 9 times. So I was like, okay, there's symbology. There's like, he didn't need to clarify. He didn't need to correct her. 8, 9, whatever. And when he corrected, I was like, okay, there's a hidden meaning there for the 9th number. And 9 months in the woman's womb. So far, we were told it's 9 planets. So my brain is doing all the legwork, basically. I'm like, okay, symbology here. The blue-faced guy, the 2 spirits holding the ship. All right, cool. His name is Apollo, so maybe he's a fallen god, or maybe he's forgotten he's a god, but he's a brother, he's melanated, and I thought Apollo was a Greek god. So maybe they're trying to tell us something, so my brain is doing work, just running gra. And again, one could argue your brain didn't have to do that. That's how my brain works. That's how I got to enjoy the American Gods TV show and the Lovecraft Country TV show and all the other shows I've watched so far that I enjoy. I love dancing around the themes and ideas or Easter eggs the show's presented to me. I don't have a problem with that. It is when it is a misdirect that I dislike doing that. So all the setup with all the mystery dream with the blue-faced guy and then the 2 spirits, his name being Apollo, the whole you turn me down 9 times. I'm like, okay, these guys dropping Easter eggs. This show is dropping Easter eggs. I need to pay attention to these things. They might come in, they might become important later. Only to watch the show up to episode 5 and realize they just had to be stringing people along, and the characters were making some of the most dumbest decisions that even if I was in their shoes, I would not. Case in point, Emma travels, right? Emma tells Apollo she's traveling. That's why she didn't want to accept his hand. So Emma is telling him, I'm traveling and I think she said it's going to be 6 months or something. And then he's like, he'll wait. So he waits. She messages him and says, you know, if you still want to carry on this relationship, I'm coming back tomorrow. And your face would be I would like your face to be the first face that I see. Corny, because I'm like, no, that's, if I had said that, I swear I can imagine a lady. Then again, is that a smooth line for a lady or dude to say? How, you can't. There's no way his face is going to be the first face you see, unless you close your eyes and walk off the plane. No. So I just felt, okay, it's cool. It's a cool line, but it jarred me. It jarred me anyway. So this is the scene now. She's coming back from where she traveled to. She meets Apollo. Let's get into it. 10 minutes after waffling on.
There was a lake there, a lagoon called Lagoa du Abaete.
Mm-hmm.
They told me not to go, but I didn't listen.
At this point, I thought, okay, cool. She's about to tell a very dope ass story. We're going to see why she turned him down 8 or 9 times, however, because 9 times and then accept 10. 9 times. He said 9. I'm going by his words. Why she turned him down 9 times. It better be worth it. So now even the music is swelling. She went to Lake
Lagoa du Abaete.
Laguna. Lagua? Lake Lagua.
Lagoa du Abaete. They told me not to go, but I didn't listen.
Hubris and arrogance. But I was like, you know what? Let's let that slide. She's young. You know, who's anyone to tell me where I should and shouldn't go? Cool. Right here, with the music swelling, with the intro of the show, with the 2 spirits pushing the boat, my brain is doing a marathon. Wonder who she is. They told her not to go, but she went. I wonder why. Mystery. It's peaking. My questions are peaking. My head is just doing boom, boom, boom. Like, okay, cool. This is cool. Scenery, water, greenery, earth. Lady sat down. Cool. Now this is the face of a man who has just realized his camera is about to cut off. Don't worry. Part 2 is coming soon.